Alright, what's up? Over here. Sugar, shut up. Takes a little bit. Almost done. Got YouTube chat working on Facebook. Almost done. Almost done. There we go. And we're good to go. Happy Friday morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me on this Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1 Friday. On the channel, Toby Noble on Facebook says, Morning Ox was just rewatching last night's stream. Glad you enjoyed it. Last night was a great live stream. We completed In Sound Mind at last. And despite a few technical issues, it was a really fun game. And the ending was compelling and sad and good. It was a good, well-done game. I'm glad we played it. No idea what I'm going to do next week for Scotch and Smoke Rings. I'm open to your suggestions. But for today, we will be playing some Sherlock Holmes, and some of the quests we tried to trigger last week, I discovered later were actually DLCs, which I didn't have. So this morning I purchased all of the DLCs for Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, and we'll start tackling them one by one. Additionally, Frogwares, the company that made Sherlock Holmes, and The Sinking City, another game we streamed live here on the program, is based out of Ukraine. And their CEO released a message, did an interview today, which they shared on Twitter, sharing some of their thoughts about the conflict going on in Ukraine. I say conflict, I mean an unprovoked illegal invasion of Ukraine by the aggressor, Russia. And they're still okay. Everybody on the team is okay and accounted for, according to the CEO. But as would be expected, it may interrupt some of their production going forward. Like, I believe they were supposed to release Sherlock Holmes on the Xbox today, a Sherlock Holmes game, like a remastered version of an older Sherlock Holmes game, or something like that. And sorry, one second. Gotta respond to texts. All right. Anyway, yeah, so the conflict might interfere with their company, as, you know, war tends to do. So all I can do is, you know, stand with Frogwares right now, stand with the people of Ukraine, stand with the Ukrainian government, and just condemn Russia at every opportunity, because this is an absolutely horrible thing that they're doing to a free nation. But here we are, time to play some Sherlock Holmes. Let's see what some Ukrainian creativity looks like in the form of video games. Nick Butler says, Hey Ox, do you recommend any beginner cigars? You know, my recommendation for a beginner would be smoke some of the best cigars out there so that you can begin to appreciate them as soon as you can. It's no good starting with a really bad cigar because it'll ruin your experience and put you off cigars forever. Not that I'm encouraging anyone to smoke, you know. It's up to your own choice. But there are some great brands out there. Oliva is a great brand. Rocky Patel is pretty good. The Romeo y Julietas are really nice. I've been enjoying these brick houses recently. Garrett McFadden says, Hi Ox and all in chat. On the new Batman movie, Ox, the new Batman movie just came out. Will you go see it? Also, are you a Marvel or DC fan? Keep up the great work. I'm not a big superhero guy. Like, I think they're okay. I enjoyed the Tim Burton Batman when they came out. I enjoyed the Superman movies in the 80s when they came out. And I've seen some of the newer Marvel stuff, but, you know, they're not overly compelling for me. I'll watch them and they're fun, but I'm not super into them. As for DC versus Marvel, I don't know. I guess I gravitate towards DC a little bit more. I mean, I think I really enjoy the Marvel multiverse. They did a great job of connecting everything. But, I don't know, there's something a bit more visceral about the DC universe. Maybe that's just because I've been exposed to some of their more graphic movies that tend to be more mature, geared towards adults. Anyway, yeah, I'm really kind of on the fence on that. Jared Shover says, Elex 2 is out now. Will you stream it today? Can you play it? You did God of War on its launch day. Can you do the same for Elex 2? This is the first I've heard about it, Jared. I have heard of the game Elex, but hold on one second. I swear, it's like the moment you go live, everyone in your contact list tries to contact you. It's like they ignore you for days on end, but then you go live on camera and everyone in your family and your friends list and former colleagues just start texting you and calling you. God, I don't know. It's just bad. Anyway, where was I? Jared, in response to Elex 2, I'm not familiar with Elex. I've never played it. I never played the first one, and since you're the first one to mention it on the broadcast, I'm gonna hazard a guess that it's not, well, that it's not quite as, the player base is not quite as large, I suppose, or it's not generating as much buzz in the industry as, you know, titles like God of War, which I do plan to play after we complete Sherlock Holmes. That said, I'll definitely add Elex 2 to the list and check it out later, maybe after the broadcast. Okay, where was I? Jonathan Cox says, Oxhorn, are you going to be streaming any Fallout 76 Invaders from Beyond? It's really fun. Probably won't be streaming it, but I am working on a lore video. I agree that it's really fun. From a content creation perspective, it's really frustrating because all of the content, except for the event itself, is locked behind random encounter grind gates, which take an enormous amount of time, require a good amount of luck, and are, you know, frustrating to trigger. So I've been working on capturing footage for a lore video on the Zetan Invaders event, and I'm actually pretty far along on my way towards its production. I've got all of the footage caught, captured. I triggered all of the random encounters that I think are important to tell the story, and I got that footage recorded. I got all my audio recorded, and I'm in the process of editing it right now. The thing is, like, it's already Friday, and I usually have the video edited like at least halfway to this point for me to make a Saturday morning publication date. So in short, basically, I don't know if I'm going to get it done on time for Saturday. I'm going to try. But for now, we've got some Sherlock Holmes to play. Obi-Wan Kenny says, Ox rant incoming. Now, my Ox rant was last night during Scotch and Smoke Rings. I won't take up any gameplay time today doing an Ox rant. I'll save that for the weekly show on Thursdays. All right, you guys ready for some Sherlock Holmes? Hold on. Tony J says, why can't you starve in a desert? Because of all of the sandwiches there. Because of all of the sand which is there. Because of all of the sandwiches there. I love it. That's a great one, Tony. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, I've got 11 new wardrobe items. That must mean that the DLCs that I purchased installed correctly. So we'll try and go trigger those side quests here in a minute. But first, we got some wardrobe stuff to do. We got a bunch of new wardrobes. Plague Doctor. Oh yeah. Because, I mean, who doesn't want to be a plague doctor, right? Great. Then there's this. Laboratory coat. Could be a scientist. Nice. Is there a matching hat? Like a mask? No? Doesn't look that way. Then there's the Master Sleuth. Kthila is calling. This is, of course, the outfit from The Sinking City. The outfit that our main character was wearing in The Sinking City. Looks like there is no matching hat, though. Now that is nice. A nice suit. The Greatest Detective. This look ages well. Good old traditional Sherlock Holmes suit. The Black Deluxe suit. If you have to ask, you can't afford it. Wow, that is fancy. I'm thinking that goes with it. I mean, no, that does not go with it. Yikes. What's that hat for? I don't know. Then there's the Slavic Gangster. You came to the wrong neighborhood. Look at that. Is that the Adidas symbol? That's the Slavic Gangster? Is that Adidas? Look at the pinstripes down the side. Ah, this is... Okay, that's what the hat is for. The hat goes with the Slavic Gangster. The handkerchief looks like the Adidas symbol. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, the Widow's outfit. Top of the morning to you. Really, frogwares? Top of the morning for the Widow's outfit? Ouch. Look at that. There's a nice morning hat. What on earth? Guys, why? Of all of the outfits to make in these DLC packs, why did you give me a Widow's outfit, top of the morning to you, and then the Slavic Gangster? I tell you what, I'm going to put him in a good old The Greatest Detective outfit. Actually, the Consulting Detective. That's a good one, too. I really like that one. Let's put him in there. I'm going to give him the traditional Sherlock Holmes hat. And then we got a new outfit for John. Oh, I see. Gangster John. So we got Gangster John's outfit. Here's Ukrainian John, painted black. So John's new outfit is Ukrainian John, and I think let's go ahead and celebrate Ukraine with putting him in Ukrainian John. All right, so we've got a Mother's Love to do. The only Cordona stories that we haven't done is the treasure hunt, which I just don't want to do. Just no thank you. Now, to trigger this next one, we have to run around in Grand Surrey, which I think is where I'm at. So let's run around a bit. All right, I had somebody tell me where the trigger point was. Let me see if I can find it real quick. North of the junction of Silent Way and Bakersville Street in Grand Surrey. North of the junction. Okay, so right here.
That was the third in a row, and all are in Grand Surrey. Of course, the police are still struggling to explain them. Oh, there's a wizard involved.
What do the incidents in Grand Surrey have in common? Witchcraft. Police are too occupied. Magical performance. Not safe at home.
That was the third in a row.
What a nice...
Stealing the show, 3 houses were robbed in Grand Surrey during magic shows. The police are looking into it, but apparently without any progress. New case beyond a joke. And a new entry in John's diary. Sherry and I make a good sleuthing team. He eavesdrops. I sit around and wait for him to finish. Never fails. And he took a sketch of a bridge here. Let's go to our case book here. We've got beyond a joke. 3 houses were robbed. We should probably go to the police station and inquire about criminal reports. So, back to the police station. All right, 3 houses were robbed. Property crimes in Grand Surrey. During magic shows. Evidence criminal pattern. Police memo. Dispatch a unit to investigate burglaries at the addresses below. NB. Look closely into this amazing Alonso guy. He must be somehow involved. Chief Constable Donovan. The amazing Alonso. All right, 4 evidence pieces updated. John says, I love it when the search is simple. Sherry knows I hate digging through papers and keeps his quest as short as he can. All right, so this is all of the information we got. Burglary at the Caff residence. Lady Caff's house on Bakersville Street, north from the crossing with Silent Way in Grand Surrey, was burgled during the amazing Alonso's performance. All right, let's go there first. All right, the Caff family residence on Bakersville Street, north from the crossing with Silent Way in Grand Surrey. That should be right where we are. There's Silent Way. So it's got to be this house on the left. Alright, so we gotta talk with people about it.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm so sorry. I can't help you, sir.
Help me, please.
I can't help you, friend.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or are you just annoying these people on purpose?
Ah!
Magic is all the rage these days.
Well, aren't you a dashing young man? May I ask your name?
Oh dear.
Sherlock Holmes at your service.
I'm Lady Carr, but please, call me Miriam. How have I never seen you at any of my parties? Oh, you've missed out on so much fun. The latest one was a blast. First, a magic show, and then, to everyone's surprise, an audacious burglary.
I beg your pardon, Lady Carr, but why are you so excited? Wasn't it your house that was burgled?
Let me ask you, have you ever witnessed a crime at a party? Of course not, but my guests have. Oh, it was a night to remember. Everyone's gone home, but at least I have these fine gentlemen here to keep me company.
Yikes! This lady, she really is really lonely.
This looks quite lax for a police investigation.
I'm sure the officers are eager to sink their teeth into the case, but I thought a small aperitif wouldn't hurt. Nothing like a little champagne to get the brain working, I say.
They're eager to get their teeth sunk into it, but I thought a shorter aperitif. Wow.
Could you be more specific? What exactly happened?
Well, there were drinks and hors d'oeuvres, followed by more drinks, of course. And then we gathered to watch the amazing Alonso saw himself in half. Oh, it was breathtaking. Some guests had to be revived with smelling salts. Then I invited everyone upstairs to see Abel's collection of curios. And there, someone had stolen Abel's treasure.
You mentioned a treasure.
Frankly, I have no idea what it is. Some kind of shell the size of a dinner plate. Didn't look that valuable to me. Abel brought it back from America, a place called Massachusetts or something.
You mean Massachusetts?
Yes, Massachusetts, that's what I said. He's been strangely obsessed with it ever since. Locked it inside a chest like some treasure. Poor Abel, he's going to be so upset when he returns.
Who is Abel? Your husband, I take it?
Yes. My Abel is a famous, what do you call it, astrologist. He travels the world, digging up saucy sculptures, old chamber pots, that kind of thing.
Wow.
You boys and your silly hobbies.
I think she meant archaeologist. Well, she certainly wasn't seduced for her brains, I guess.
I'd like to take a look upstairs where the burglary took place.
Certainly, be my guest. Such panache. You have to see it to believe it.
Wow. Does she always flirt with every man that comes to her door?
Are you quite certain that you don't want a drink, Mr. Holmes?
Okay. Time to investigate.
Sir, I only just washed the upstairs floor. Just stay down here until it dries. Sir, I only just washed the upstairs floor.
All right,
just
all right.
stay down here until it dries.
Shards of a broken bottle. That must have been one wild party.
Clothing on the piano. Spittoon by the piano. Hookahs, wow. They really know how to do it here.
Oh gosh, I feel sorry for the housemaid.
Me too, John.
Sherry, we are spending too much time hunting criminals and too little time carousing. These people certainly know how to have fun.
Lady Calf certainly spares no expense.
Spared no expense. Look at all these bottles. Wow. Okay, so where did the magic trick take place? There it is. We found it. More bottles, spent cigarettes, some thrown in a spittoon filled with liquid. What's this? The Cordona Chronicle, Lady Calf's Party Marathon. They say Grand Surrey is the district that never sleeps, and they don't lie, especially when it comes to the Calf residents. Lady Miriam Calf, wife of the acclaimed archaeologist Sir Abel Calf, has hosted 10 parties in this month alone, and she doesn't plan on stopping. With her spouse away on an expedition to Mesoamerica, Lady Calf is hosting yet another lavish gala, this time featuring Cordona's best entertainer, the amazing Alonso. So she took out an ad in the newspaper to promote her party? I doubt a journalist, well, maybe a gossip journalist would just talk about it. But we can't get back there to that couch.
Remember we did the same trick back in the day. It takes two to perform it.
Short brown hair without a root.
So a wig?
This ribbon bears faint traces of soot.
Well, there ain't any rabbits in this hat.
A magician would never leave this behind.
This deceptively simple box is actually an elaborate apparatus. Alonso must be a short, lean person to be able to fit inside. An industrial-looking saw, I imagine it's fairly loud. The saw was working for several minutes to build up tension in the audience.
Well, we didn't get a key evidence or an all evidence found message here. Maybe we need to talk with her. Let's try going upstairs. Whoa, what a party! Place is in disarray. Even the pictures on the walls. Ah. So this is where the thievery took place. Helicoid spiral sculpture, unknown material, Massachusetts, 1878. I'm not half bad, am I?
This doesn't make sense. Why haul this machine up here if one could just steal the chest?
So this is where the shell was. I'm getting Obra Dinn vibes now.
I'm not half bad, am I? You have to admire the gall. It looks like a leaf from a fruit tree. Botany's not exactly my forte, but it could be a pomegranate, possibly?
Ooh. All right, let's look around first. Mayan artifacts, excavations in Quirigua, Guatemala, 1873.
I can tell this one is old.
Votive relief with a woman, stone and marble, Athens, 200 BC. Wow. Tribal totem, expedition to Central Africa, 1875. Mummy of a young woman, Egypt, circa 1000 BC. We can't interact with anything on the table. Whoa, what is that? Cthulhu. Cthulhu pedestal, stone and silver. Really? Yeah. Date unknown. Oh, of course. Of course they had to throw in something Lovecraftian. What? Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Drop the bottle because of the loud noise. Or dancing. Well, this is the only one that has the bottle in it. Okay, so clearly the sound of this machine was used to mask the sound of the one upstairs. So we've got the sound of the machine, we've got the applause. These guys dropped the bottle due to the sound coming from this one.
To saw the chest and mask the sound, the thief used the same equipment as in the magic trick, and at exactly the same time.
Right.
Are you quite certain that you don't want a drink, Mr. Holmes?
Okay, why did it not say all evidence found? I didn't even get a key evidence found. That's the flashes of merriment we got in our last broadcast. Alonso's tricks, the infernal saw. Sawing oneself in half may require a second person inside the box to be the legs. However, Alonso uses a special contraption allowing him to curl up and avoid the saw while his feet are replaced with fakes. Let's take a look at the casebook here. Leaf of a fruit tree. I found a leaf of a fruit tree at the crime scene. Could be a pomegranate. I couldn't see any pomegranate tree inside the house, so it must have come from the garden outside. Sure enough, a pomegranate tree.
Don't look at me. I'm not in charge of the investigation.
And a ladder. Hello. Oh, I've got the wrong one up. Ah, here we go.
That's it, a pomegranate.
This ladder's pretty long.
Long enough to reach the first floor.
Are these all the same type of tree? That one's definitely not. Here we go.
These gardening clothes look dirty, but those aren't grass stains. It's paint. These are fake. Large boot, size 9. The rubber is very thin, too thin for actual gardening work.
Why have fake gardening clothes? It's not like gardening clothes are expensive. Why take the effort to paint gardening pants when you could just get real gardening pants for pennies and go get them dirty? You'd think that would be less effort. Alright, so we're still missing something. Ah, and that's now a conversation. Let's see. Yeah. It's a conversation.
I can tell you how the crime occurred, Ma'am, but first, if you'll indulge me, you don't have a full-time gardener, do you?
No, I don't. Why, do you think the lawn needs mowing?
Your lawn is perfectly fine. I just wanted to confirm my theory. The thief was disguised as a gardener in order to blend in with the servants. He used a ladder to climb up to the first floor.
But the sawing? Surely we would have been alerted by the sound.
Ah, this is where it gets interesting. You see, the thief timed it precisely to match Alonso's performance. Evidently, he knew the trick inside out.
Golly gosh, that makes it even more extraordinary. Mr. Holmes, you are a delight. You absolutely must come to my next shindig.
I can't think of anything I'd rather do less, but this investigation is far from over. Farewell.
Oh, wow. Sherlock, the Heartbreaker. Key evidence collected. All evidence collected. That's what I like to see. Okay. Oh, 1 second. I'm still sore. And I'm not fully recovered from yesterday. Still feeling a bit under the weather, but I shall persevere. All right, next up. A precious painting was stolen from Sir Finlay Lane's gallery at the intersection of Souls Row and Joy Avenue in Grand Surrey. Souls Row and Joy Avenue. Intersection Souls Row, there we go, and Joy Avenue, right there. Compass mark. Can I run there? Nope, this one is closer. Alright, so the thief is in cahoots with the magician. We know this. He's a bit dramatic. He can paint and make costumes. Dressed up like a gardener, though I think his costume was a bit elaborate. Alright, there's the intersection. Okay. Now, let's, Sir Finlay Lane's gallery at the intersection of Souls Row and Joy Avenue. I mean, that looks like the entrance to an important art gallery. So let's keep looking.
Look who's here.
Right. Joy Avenue and Souls Row. Is that here? Souls Row and Joy Avenue. I mean, this is it. Beauty parlors. Rare books.
Masterpieces by local artists at an affordable price.
Oh, this is really confusing. I don't see a sign for the amazing Alonso, and I don't see a door that we can open. I mean, unless it's that, but I think... There we go. Amazing Alonso.
Magic is all the rage these days.
There we go.
My apologies, but I am not in the mood for visitors. Not after the debacle that was my last auction. Stolen from by my own valet. Bitten by the viper I nursed in my bosom. Oh, the indignity.
Oh, drama indeed. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I could help you get to the bottom of this.
Sir Finley Lane. Philanthropist, industrialist, art collector. It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Holmes. I suppose I could use your help, if only to confirm my suspicions about Vincent.
Could you tell me more about Vincent?
A scoundrel with one leg and two faces. He's been my valet for a dozen years. Who would have thought that he would stoop so low as to steal from me?
Vincent has only one leg.
He lost his right leg in the Crimean War, but despite his age and his peg leg, he's actually quite spry on his on his foot. I took him in, gave him a job, and this is how he repays me.
What happened at the auction?
I intended to sell the gem of my collection, Cordona cypresses, to fund an orphanage. God knows we need to take some of these poor waifs off the streets. To entertain my guests before the bidding, I arranged a magic show. When it was over, I went upstairs to the gallery, and it was gone. The cypresses were gone.
Did your guests enjoy the show?
Oh, yes. The amazing Alonso is well worth the money. The orange trick was nothing short of amazing. Everyone was completely enthralled.
So you suspect your valet of stealing the painting?
There's no one else to suspect. He's the only person other than myself who was upstairs that day. He had asked for a day off only the night before, so I was a little surprised when he came here just before the auction.
Did he tell you why?
Something about a damaged wallpaper roll. I'm refurbishing some rooms, you see, but that's his job. I don't bother myself too much with the details.
I'd like to take a look upstairs where the burglary took place.
Well, you look like a decent man, Mr. Holmes. Here's the key to my gallery. It's the only copy, so please don't lose it.
You look like a decent guy. Here's the key to my entire house. Logic. All right, is this the orphanage he was going to build?
Pretty big for an orphanage. An ambitious project. These must be the names of the contributors.
The next lot is Sherlock's Unmentionables. Do I hear £500? 400?
Okay, so this is the trick.
Secret compartments are hidden amongst the fake foliage. Nothing but a clever illusion.
These are real sweet-smelling oranges, not props.
There are traces of concealer on the rim. Pushing this button makes the oranges grow within seconds.
Can we see the trick? That would be cool. Guess not. So the man wore concealer, not atypical for a magician, a performer. But it does mean that no one can give us a good description, at least not an accurate enough one to base an inquiry upon. Where's John now? So upstairs is where the painting was stolen. What is this? Blue paint residue. Metalhead Madman on YouTube with a very generous super chat says, why didn't people want to be in the same room as the world leader? Because he's Putin. Like, alright, so Poot is in fart. I like it. This is a very anti-fascist joke. I can dig it.
Oh, someone spilled the paint. Mind your step, Sherry.
Room under renovations.
Fella's only got one leg. Can't blame him.
Right, footprint, size 9.
Size 9.
The paint splatters on the plank and floor don't match up.
Yeah, that's a good point. So the scene was staged.
If it were up to me, this renovation would have been much nicer.
Missing wallpaper roll. Here's the gallery. Slight scratches caused by a firm, flat object.
The frame is intact, he took only the canvas.
The ends in Miner's End?
The ends in Miner's End. The end of what?
Of some miners, apparently.
It does not matter who squeezes the oranges. What matters is who gets the juice.
It doesn't matter who squeezes the oranges. What matters is who gets the juice. Cordona cypresses. Angelo Cicchetti, 1840.
Right, now we gotta reconstruct the scene.
Remember playing sardines as a kid, squeezed into tight spots? This feels the same.
Whoa, that's elaborate. But the plank is covering the wood. So either walking across or crawling across. So either the peg leg guy or someone else. Somebody framing our peg-legged guy. Or a peg leg guy walking off. But then why would there be only one print? So if the paint spatters don't match up, it's got to be placed by a peg leg guy. So it's the same thing. The only difference is who does it. So we know that this footprint had to be faked, because the paint spatter was faked, but the only option we see where the footprint is faked is done by the valet who has the peg leg. I mean, that's quite an acrobatic thing for an older gentleman to do. All while the magician is down here performing. Well, I suppose it's got to be that.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Alright, so then this isn't faked. We've got a real guy walking off with the wallpaper. Or some other real guy walking across instead of crawling. And someone but the valet writing this message. The big problem is they haven't given us any clue as to who could possibly write the message, so we don't have a way to deduce the identity of that person. They haven't given us a clue as to the board here. Oh, unless... I see. The reason the paint splotches don't match is because the paint was spilled on a board before it was taken. Then the board was taken and placed over here, which is why the paint got on the banister. And which is why it's under the board. This seems like an unlikely thing for a guy with a peg leg to be able to do.
The thief entered the house disguised as Vincent, removed his fake peg leg, and walked across the plank to the gallery where he stole the painting.
Okay. We got it.
Your valet is innocent, Sir Finlay. In fact, he wasn't even here on the day of the auction.
But I saw him with my own eyes.
The man you saw was disguised as Vincent, with both his legs present and extremely capable. As you were engrossed in the show, he walked across a plank to the gallery right above your heads. An acrobatic feat of no mean proportions.
My good old Vincent. In truth, I didn't doubt him for a second.
Ah!
Do you know who the brazen thief is?
Not yet, Sir Finlay, but rest assured I will find him.
I would be much obliged if you'll recover my painting, too. Just think of all the urchins who would get a chance at honest work.
Louis Philippe says, good afternoon, handsome ladies and pretty boys. Hey there, Louis Philippe. Good to see you. Uncle Matt, too, says, hi, Ox, what cigar are you smoking today? And have you tried Ave Maria cigar? I'm smoking a Brick House today, and no, I haven't tried an Ave Maria. I'll have to check it out. Julian Z says, good morning, Oxhorn. Good to see you on this Sherlock Friday. Sorry I've been so late these past few streams. I've been missing the notifications. We'll catch up soon. Time for 2 times the speed, Ox. No worries, Julian. I'm glad you made it. And you should catch up to me pretty soon.
Wait a moment, I thought you were planning to fund an orphanage, not a workhouse.
Bah! Workhouse. What an outdated notion. The orphans will be fed, clothed, and educated. Yes, they will also learn an honest trade. What's the harm in that? Surely it's better than picking pockets and begging on the streets.
I mean, is he doing it to make money, or is he genuinely going to be teaching them a trade? Like, I'm down with him teaching them a trade. That's part of education. But is he forcing them to work in a labor camp?
You make a good case, Sir Finlay. I cannot argue with that.
I'm very glad we are in agreement, sir.
All right. I'll do my best to return it to you. Good day.
Key evidence collected. All evidence collected. I mean, if it really is forced labor and he's making a profit on it, I don't like that. But if he is just teaching them a trade, then that's cool. All right, burglary at the Gruber residence. There was a burglary at the Gruber family residence on Gallifrey Street between Belvedere Street and Bonanza Road in Grand Surrey. On Gallifrey Street, between Belvedere and Bonanza. There's Bonanza. There's Belvedere. There's Gallifrey. So, like right there. Ooh, this is gonna be tricky to find. Oh, the layout of this city is just amazing. It's so complicated and it feels so real. Okay, so we're gonna have to go all the way up here and around. Oh, annoying! There it is.
Magic is all the rage these days.
The Gruber residence. Wow. Giant chess sets. Is that David? It's a David sculpture. Lots of sculptures here. Well, let's start the quest. We'll probably come out here to explore later.
Who do you think you are, barging in here like this? Another hack writer from the Chronicle, here to mock my misfortune? I will not tolerate your lampooning.
I have no intention of mocking you, and I am no hack writer. My name is Sherlock Holmes.
Holmes? The name sounds familiar. Are you perhaps related to that brilliant young man, Mycroft, Holmes? My late husband, Sir Ralph, spoke very highly of him.
Yes, indeed, he is my brother. I am sorry for your loss, Lady Gruber.
Loss isn't the word for it. It's an outrage. It was a black pearl necklace, not some mere bauble.
Actually, I meant your,
Husband?
Never mind. What happened exactly?
What happened? I was robbed, for heaven's sake. While my guests and I were enjoying the amazing Alonso show, a thief broke in through the window and stole my necklace.
Do you suspect anyone? One of your guests, perhaps?
Good heavens, no. My soirees are strictly for Cordona's creme de la creme, very far removed from the debaucheries of that libertine Lady Calf. Do I suspect Lady Vaughan, the governor's own cousin, or the Right Honourable Lord Crane, or Lieutenant Colonel Wolfe from Dorset? Preposterous!
Alright, so she's pretty proud of her friends.
It was a magic show, yes?
Oh, yes. Alonso turned cards into butterflies. An impressive spectacle. Everyone loved it. Lieutenant Colonel Wolfe became so excited he had a coughing fit. I had to send him to the guest room to catch his breath.
Oh. Whoa. Looks like we'll be going to the guest room.
I'd like to take a look at the crime scene.
Please go ahead, Mr. Holmes. I haven't touched anything whilst waiting for the police. Those laggards do take their time, don't they?
All right, well, we've got a bunch of butterflies in here.
The audience don't notice the secret compartment hidden behind all the cards. Pushing this button swaps the upper and lower compartments and releases the butterflies.
You see the Cthulhu motif on the back?
Signed by someone from the audience, I think.
Don't distract me. This part's tricky. Ah, this Alonso enjoys changing faces as much as you do.
Makeup kit. Okay, what am I missing?
A hint of gravitas for my wardrobe.
A fake mustache. More butterflies. Can't go back there. Finger foods on the table. Shot.
This room suits me, doesn't it?
And here's the guest room.
These cards are carefully arranged. The thief is trying to tell us something.
Ace 878.
All the other jewellery is untouched, but why?
This butterfly must have seen something. Come on, little chum. Spill it.
How did it get here?
Huh. Ace 878. What could that possibly tell us?
This bedroom looks more like a treasury.
Or a dragon's lair. Even asleep, she's guarding her precious hoard.
Ooh, we got some broken bits here.
The glass and the locking bars are intact. The windowsill is perfectly clean.
There's the lieutenant. There's the lieutenant having a coughing fit. Alright, so the lieutenant has a coughing fit and comes back here to the guest room. He doesn't have a heart attack during dinner. Is he picking it or using a key? It looks like he's picking it. Maybe he's got a key, though. The lieutenant or some other person. So he opens the door to make it, or the window, to make it look like somebody leapt in to steal the jewelry.
The Lieutenant Colonel picked the lock to the bedroom and opened the window to make it look as though someone broke in.
Right.
The thief didn't break in through the window, as he would have you believe, Lady Gruber. He picked the lock of the door from the guest room. It seems as though Lieutenant Colonel Wolfe has sticky fingers.
But why would someone of his station commit such a crime? He's a reputable man, a commander of the Dorset Regiment's 3rd Battalion.
Did he introduce himself to you as such?
Why, yes. He was such a debonair gentleman, a brilliant raconteur.
And an impostor to boot. A thief in wolf's clothing, so to speak.
But, Mr. Holmes, that is a serious accusation.
The Dorset Regiment has only 2 battalions, Lady Gruber.
What are you saying? I need to sit down.
Well, you know, I may catch the thief yet. Until then, I bid you farewell.
Right. Give me it all evidence. Okay, so. A thief disguised as a trusted valet breaks into a mansion to steal a painting. A thief disguised as a lieutenant colonel for a battalion or a regiment that doesn't exist sneaks into this lady's party. Someone uses a ladder to climb through the window of an archaeologist's home. The one thing they all have in common, well, there are a couple of things they all have in common. They're all imposters. They're all pretending to be something that they're not. A gardener, a lieutenant, and a peg-leg valet. And they all perform the deed during a magic act. Update here in Jean's diary. Amazing Alonso uses a special apparatus to make a small orange tree grow fruit before the audience. The oranges are hidden in secret compartments among the fake leaves. By pressing a secret button, the magician sets the device in motion. The oranges appear to grow within seconds, much to everyone's amazement. The amazing Alonso asks an audience member to sign a card of their choosing. He shuffles the deck so that the selected card remains on top and places it inside a box which has a secret compartment containing butterflies. By pressing a secret button, the magician swaps the unsigned cards for butterflies and releases them, much to everyone's amazement. All right, we've got a trail of clues here. The thief left behind 3 clues. 4 cards on the dressing table, ace, 8, 7, and 8. The ends in miner's end written on the mirror, and a gardener's disguise from a costume shop. We now need to use an archive of some sort to figure out more, but which one do we go to? Do we go to the police station? Cordona City Hall? Or the Cordona Chronicle? Let's try the Chronicle first. Okay, period. Well, let's see. Section, districts, miner's end. Section. Ace 8, 7, 8, 1878. It's a date, 1878. The ace is 1. Period. 1870 to 1879. District, miner's end. People, commoners, a gardener. No. Section. Uncle Matt says you've got some super chats. Did I miss some? A gardener's disguised from a costume shop. Advertisements? All right, so it must not be here. All right, let's see if I missed any super chats. Sorry if I did. The Watcher says, hello, good sir. I found the game you might be interested in is a detective game, Black Sad. Thank you, The Watcher. I'll check out Black Sad at some point in the future. And I think that's the only one that I've missed. Thank you, Uncle Matt, for letting me know. Okay, so let's try City Hall.
Guests of Cordona, the treasures await you. Collect them all and return for more.
Period, British, districts, miner's end, subjects, citizens, business because he's a gardener. Gimbel's Costume Atelier. Gimbel's Costume Atelier, located on Copper Street, between Lestrade Road and Furrier Street in Miners End, established in 1878. Ace 878. The atelier went into bankruptcy the same year. The building has since been abandoned. So it's a costume shop. Okay. Miners End, on Copper Street between Lestrade and Furrier. Lestrade, Copper Street, between Lestrade and Furrier, on Copper Street. That's it. Did I find it? Okay. That's it.
You must be the amazing Alonso.
Sir, if you want to book a show, unfortunately that is not possible. All of my props have been confiscated until further notice. And if you're here to ask me about those burglaries, I have nothing to add to what I've already told the police. It wasn't me.
So whose hat was left behind? And this is clearly a woman. Flawless facial skin, a fake mustache. A bound chest, a bulging shirt. No Adam's apple, smooth neck. Long, thin fingers, feminine hands. Long, thin fingers, a bound chest. That's all the evidence required to realize that the amazing Alonso is a woman cross-dressing as a man. The trail of clues led me to her, and I do not believe in coincidences. I wonder if her sex is the only secret she keeps, or if her disguise is just the tip of the iceberg. Alonso is suspicious, or being a woman is not a crime. I can't deduce by the thin fingers, but the mustache clearly gives her away. I imagine it's difficult to be a female illusionist in the 19th century. I can't blame her for trying to build a career. Cross-dressing is not a crime, and I have no solid evidence to prove that the amazing Alonso is behind those robberies. I would rather listen to her story first, and we shall go that way.
I'm investigating the burglaries in Grand Sarre. The clues led me to this atelier, but I did not expect to see you here. Someone has clearly been playing tricks on you. Cruel tricks.
It's good to know that you're on my side. I'm here seeking answers the same as you. The person behind this knows my tricks well. So well that it's uncanny. The thing is, I used to practice here back when the atelier was in business. Some of my props are still in the basement. And the answers are too, I think.
What are you waiting for, then?
Look around you. This neighborhood is a criminal's paradise. The building is overrun by bandits. What should I tell them? Don't mind me, fellas, I'll be in and out.
Let me compliment you on your disguise, especially the mustache.
Thank you kindly. I wouldn't call it a disguise, though. Alonso is my stage persona. But the moustache is indeed fake, guilty as charged. Mine is a slow grower.
Miss, please, I can see that you're a woman.
Very well, I am a woman. So what? I've learned all my own tricks. I want to be taken seriously, rather than as someone's jumped-up assistant. Do you really think that if I didn't put on this act, I'd bask in the glory of being the world's first female magician?
Actually, that sounds quite plausible.
Huh, that's easy for you to say. Sometimes, if we want to be true to ourselves, we have to pretend to be someone else. My friend told me this once, and I think that he's right.
It strikes me as rather dubious reasoning. Who is this friend of yours?
A close friend, who recently arrived from France. Let's leave it at that. You may have exposed me, but I simply don't see how my personal life is relevant.
Fine. I'll go inside and see if I can find something. Don't go anywhere.
So we've got a close French friend. And I have a feeling that as soon as we enter this warehouse, we're about to be attacked.
I'm coming for you.
Too simple. Don't cry, you'll live.
You can overcome the brute now.
I couldn't miss the party.
The snuff's ready.
No more give...
I couldn't miss the party.
Take a rest, my friend.
I'm coming for you.
No more crime for you until next month.
Use the snuff! The pepper snuff!
It's all yours now. Go for it.
I'm coming for you.
Don't cry, you'll live.
The snuff's ready.
Use the snuff! Pepper snuff!
Get ready for some pain.
You can overcome the brute now.
Too simple.
I couldn't miss the party.
Take a rest, my friend.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Not that easy. I'm coming for you. I couldn't miss the party.
Time to knock this guy out.
symbol.
Boy Meets Mini says, we doing crimes or solving them? A Silver Oxen member for 7 months. Thank you, Boy Meets Mini. Well, we didn't kill any of them. We had to defend ourselves, and that was the goal. Okay, now let's look for clues. There were butterflies on this door. Whoa, John, what are you doing in there with the butterflies?
So little light for these little fellas.
The saw was tested on different materials, most meticulous. Timed to perfection. The same oranges as we saw at Lane's house. These must be the diagrams of all the magic tricks in the amazing Alonso's arsenal.
You're getting warmer, Mr. Sholmes.
Sholmes?
Warmer still. Join me at the fireplace.
Dr. Claw has escaped, Inspector.
And behind, a note. Letter to Sherlock Holmes. Dear Sherlock Holmes, I trust it is you who are reading this. Clearly no one else would have half the wit to follow the clues. The police are incompetent most everywhere, but here they are exceptionally pathetic. So imagine my surprise when I learned of you, a diamond in a dung heap, finally a worthy opponent. You see, stealing is a kind of magic. Every magician relies on his repertoire of tricks to deceive his audience. Alonso is a good magician, but she is not the best. I am. Her real name is Melinda, by the way. Like everything else on this island, our amourette began to bore me. So I decided to play one last joke before I left. And if you are reading this, the effort was not entirely wasted. I must admit, I have a soft spot for orphans, so I leave you the painting. May it go to a good cause. Au revoir, Monsieur Holmes. I hope our paths cross again. Arsène Lupin. All right, so left the painting for the orphanage. Okay.
Warmer still. Join me at the fireplace.
Ah!
Cordona cypresses and a bonus wallpaper roll.
Key evidence collected. All evidence collected. That's what I wanted to see. Okay, well, we need to go return the painting. I suppose we could return the wallpaper, and we need to talk to somebody about this, probably the amazing Alonso.
So, what did you find?
You won't like what I have to say, but you deserve to know. Your French friend, Arsène Lupin, used this place as a hideout.
No, that can't be true. He's staying at Il Palazzo del Luce. He's there at this minute. But how do you know his name?
It is my business to know things, miss. He is the thief. This was all some twisted joke to him.
No, this is just... This can't. He was the only one who understood me. He said that he loved me.
I don't believe that you'll ever see him again. He has slipped away from the island.
Good riddance to him, then. All men are the same, aren't they? They come and go, leaving nothing behind but lies.
Well, he also left the stolen painting.
Why would I give it to her? To make up for the fact that she's got this desire to be a magician and no one will let her because she's a woman and she was lied to by this guy who's a thief? It's not her property. It belongs to Sir Finlay. It was stolen from him. He deserves to have it back. Plus, he plans to sell it to build an orphanage. Yes, they're going to be teaching children trades, but I didn't get any indication that they're going to be putting the children into slave labor. Learning a trade at any age is a good thing, as long as it's not exploitive.
It would be best if you return the painting to its rightful owner, Sir Finlay Lane. You will clear your name, and he will build his orphanage.
You are right. I will do that. I never asked your name.
It's Holmes. Sherlock Holmes.
I am Melinda Teller. Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
You're welcome, Miss Teller. Good luck.
Case complete. So why did the other guy say Sherlock Holmes? All right. Well, we got it done. We completed the Ghost Hunter. We completed Pillar of Knives. We completed Plan B. We completed For the Birds, A Mad Rouge, Street Magic, Flash of Merriment, and Beyond a Joke. So there are two other cases to do, and I remember reading that both of them take place at Sherlock's home, Stonewood Manor. The big one starts by reading something in the letterbox, and the other one takes place by finding something left inside. There's the letterbox. We'll do that in a bit. Let's go inside first. See if we can find that which was left behind.
To be or not to be, that is the question, whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune.
The Children's Hamlet, that's good. I think it was like a coin of some sort.
The first chemical laboratory I ever made. I almost miss its elegant simplicity. I will need a proper outfit to match this. I'm looking forward to learning to play it, as soon as I have some free time. A magnificent tool made for a spurious purpose, staring into the sky. I've definitely found a better use for it.
Right, well, we've found all of this.
Sharp and well balanced. It would be a pity to leave such a tool behind.
Maybe it's over here. Ah, here we go.
This book, where I kept my collection of coins, it used to be bigger.
Letter from Mycroft, little brother. You claimed you were bored and wanted to play a game. Well, I've created one that should hold your attention, as well as teach you a thing or two about the world. I borrowed some of your precious coin collection and have hidden each one in a discreet place around the island. You will have noticed the symbol drawn on this letter and the attached map. Oh, God, no! Your mission is to search the marked locations for the same symbol. Scavenger hunt, really? Near each you will find a metal tube that contains a hint to help you recover one of your coins. If you're able to retrieve them all, come and tell me what you have learned. I'm eager to see how fast you can solve my little puzzles. Mycroft. Wow.
Oh, no. We won't let this stand, right, Sherry? I want to find my coins.
It's going to be difficult. The sands of time, you know? Some things may have changed, but you're right. We can't let Mycroft win.
Mycroft hid part of my collection of unique coins around the island. This collection was started by my father and later expanded by me. My brother claimed that searching for them would be an experience both educational and fun. Unfortunately, I only managed to find a few of them before leaving Cordona for good, and the remaining coins are still scattered around the island. I now remember how angry I was about that. Mycroft left a map with marked locations. At each location, he hid a clue with further directions. To find a clue, we should look for the same symbol as drawn on his letter. Bullcrap, man. Oh, fine. It's the treasure hunt stuff that I just don't like. Okay, coin collection. So, alright, is it going to give me a map or what? H. CH. Hidden coin number 1. Oh, okay, thank God. That's less horrible. Right, at least we have the locations marked. Alright, so the first one is an H. Oh, of course we're going to a graveyard. There it is. Tube. Hidden coin number 1 on August 18th at 10 p.m. Agent D of the British Crown, posing as an Italian spy, met with a mole. The meeting took place where you are standing this minute. The mole was intended to give a letter of a confidential nature to the Italian spy. At 10:03 p.m., the mole suspected something. He shot our man twice and fled from the cemetery down the side wooden staircase to the streets of southern Miner's End. At 10:04 p.m., Agent A, watching the crossroads near the main cemetery entrance, reported all clear. At 10:05 p.m., Agent B, at the crossing of Ripper Street and Harbor Avenue, reported all clear. At 10:06, Agent C, at the crossing of Moran Road and B Lane, reported all clear. At 10:08 p.m., our operatives caught the mole beneath the bridge to the east of the meeting place. They searched him but found no letter. At 10:09 p.m., I arrived at the scene. I observed the suspect. He had fresh, small, irregular cuts on his fingers, and his clothes smelled strongly of fish and sweat. At 10:11 p.m., I found where the letter was hidden. At the same place, you can find the coin. Right down the wooden staircase. Suspect then ran to southern Miner's End. Crossroad near main cemetery entrance, all clear. Southern Miner's End. Okay. So there's where he went to southern Miner's End. Crossroads near the main cemetery entrance, all clear. Okay, so at the crossing of Ripper Street and Harbor Avenue? Ripper Street and Harbor Avenue. Is that where we go next?
Selam. Merhaba.
Hey.
So that's going to be down here. There we go. So we've got a guy right there. I guess I don't understand.
Extra! Stolen painting returned. An unexpected twist as the painting has been anonymously returned to its owner.
I guess I don't understand the structure of this.
The cheapest news on the island. Thank you.
Consequences. Things looked dire for Cordona's needy when a precious painting was stolen from Sir Finlay Lane's gallery during an auction to raise money for homeless children. As the main lot, organizers had pinned their hopes of building a shelter for the needy on the valuable artwork. When it went missing, the fundraiser was halted. But in an unexpected twist, the painting was today returned to Sir Lane's home. Why it was taken remains unknown, but to whomever is responsible for its return, a grateful city says thank you. Our island's sickly children will be blessed with a roof over their heads for another year. All right, I guess I don't understand the structure of this. Like, are we supposed to go to each point? So far, all we've found by doing so are the silhouettes of, presumably, the Watchers. Agent A, B, C, and so forth. At 10:08 p.m., our operatives caught the mole beneath the bridge to the east of the meeting place. They searched him but found no letter. What meeting place? Up here. So we got to find the route that the mole went. At 10:08, our operatives caught the mole beneath the bridge to the east of the meeting place. Okay, well, if the meeting place was the graveyard, well, this is the bridge east of the meeting place, Caesar's Bridge. Okay, we got to figure out a way to get down there, and that's going to be over here. There's Moran Road. Past it. Under the bridge, east of the meeting place. There we go. Okay, that's where they found him. I'm surprised we are not getting any updates or anything. Suspect smelled a fish and had small, irregular cuts on his fingers.
Oh.
Cocoa is not a drug. What? At 10:09, I arrived at the scene. I observed the suspect. He had fresh, small, irregular cuts on his fingers, and his clothes smelled strongly of fish and sweat. At 10:11, I found where the letter was hidden, at the same place you can find the coin. All right, so at some point between 10 o'clock, no, actually at 10:03 and 10:08, he moved from the graveyard all the way to the bridge where he was caught. He moved south, but he didn't go down B Lane, and he didn't go down Ripper Street. So, which way did he go? He could have gone down Silent Way and then up Moran Road towards here and hidden it along the way. But that's going to be a really long walk. Right, he smelled a fish. And sweat. And he had cuts on his hands. So could he have gone over here? But then they found him here. It means you... But then they were there and they didn't find him. And they were there and they didn't find him. And they were there and they didn't find him. But he ran south. So he had to have either gone around Ripper Street through this, towards Moran Road, and up in here. So we got to find a place somewhere in there that's got fish. There's the other bridge. Here we go. So here we are down by this. But that's where he was caught, at that bridge. All right, so he didn't go there. He ran south, but he didn't go that way because there was a person there. He could have gone that way, where we came from, but he would have seen him. So he ran this way. But he didn't go down there because there was someone down there as well. Yeah, there's the other guy waiting for him. All clear. So he had to go this way. That puts us at the top of Moran Road. He couldn't have gone down Ripper Street because there's somebody waiting for him over here. Right there, see? And he reported all clear, which means he had to go down here. Now, he dropped off the letter at some point between those two places. And Mycroft figured it out. He was finally caught there, which means he couldn't have gone any further south. You can't get to this bridge by going south, I don't think, so he had to go down in here. Fish. He smelled of fish and had cuts on his hands. Well, here's a little shack that's got fish. But what could explain the cuts unless he crawled under something? But we're not finding anything there. And that's where he was caught. Over there. So he had to dispose of the letter somewhere over here. But all we find is this. Cocoa is not a drug. It's a lock that says cocoa is not a drug. What's the relevance of that? I mean, I suppose he could have gone through here and deposited the letter somewhere over here before turning back.
Seni görmek güzel.